Today's episode of Uncle Pen's Garage. Got the Triumph running. Had a couple of leaks. One of them is a fuel leak, so we're going to do it step by step. Got some new equipment for Christmas, thanks to C and S. You know who you are. Let's see what we can do. First thing we got to do, we're going to take off the seat. We got to take off the tank. We got to take off, get to the fuel lines. So we're going to pull the cord. I don't have a little key switch. Pull the cord under here, and that releases my seat. Get back here. Now we can get access to all of this. We got some 8mm bolts, 2 in the back here, 1 on each side, and then 1 in the front of the tank. So like I said, $8mm wrench. Use hand tools. I don't try to use power tools on this stuff. You get better feel, control and tightness, things like that. I'm going to take these off. I'm also going to place them in a location where I will remember where I put them. So I put one from that side here. Yes, that's where the other one's going to go in the back. So now those bolts are out. One off the front. Yeah, it started leaking after I did a test ride. Peppy little bike, but leaking gas is bad. At least that's what I was told. Everything seemed good. No check engine codes or light on the gauges. I was pretty happy. I'll accept the fuel leak, which could be just around the O-rings on the new connectors that I bought. Maybe they weren't seated right, or the hose clamps weren't tight enough around the connectors. I don't know. We'll see. Now I'm going to disconnect the battery so I don't have no sparks around gas. Phillips, releasing the battery post. I'm going to do the power one. And then just slip that rubber cap over it. That way it's not going to touch the battery. I try and put fasteners back if I can at all possible so I remember where it went. Make it easy. So I did put a lot of fuel in this thing. Well, not a lot, but I thought I was going to ride it. I wanted to make sure the tank wasn't leaking. So the tank is heavy. And that's all you got to do is we got to lift it up and do some, disconnect a plug that powers the pump and disconnect 2 fuel lines. The metal, I got the updated clamps where the fuel lines connect to the tank with a quick disconnect. All right, I got you guys in another place. So you can see I used some kitty litter. Actually, it's floor dry, but call it kitty litter. Soak up the gas. Yeah, it was quite a surprise when I came out here and smelled gas everywhere. I'm glad I found it before, or not during a ride and had fire everywhere. That'd be bad too, I guess. Something about gas and fire. Well, let me get this tank lifted up. I'll try and show you the process. Okay, another view. Same view, just a little different. I put a piece of wood under there to hold everything up while I got my hands in there. Trying to do all this, holding the tank up and trying to use two hands on the clamps. After you do this, you figure out that, yeah, you need to have some assistance. A third hand, so to speak. So that's why I'm grateful for this new tripod or camera stuff. I say tripod, but light and camera holder assembly. So I get to work and not hold the camera. And the piece of wood makes everything so much easier to reach. So I'm going to disconnect the fuel lines. And like I said, there will be spillage, but I can't avoid that. But I can put a rag underneath here. Try and contain the spillage. Red one's off. When you're working on here, you want to make sure you don't dump the tank off. I'll bet you it was the silver one that was leaking, because the red one is not. And the silver one doesn't look very tight, or it just looks weird. Okay, fuel lines are disconnected. Yep. The silver connector is leaking right there at the tank. So looks like we're going to have to check into that even further. It's not the hoses, it's the tank. And now to disconnect the fuel pump. Remember, I disconnected the battery, so I'm not worried about sparks. I'm not worried about fire or anything like that. Okay. We're going to lift it off and put it on our stand over here. I can't turn it over yet until I get rid of some of that gas. And that is how you take off the tank. Thanks for watching. Check out Uncle Pen's Garage or M Pen on YouTube or Uncle Pen's Garage on Instagram. I got more of these videos coming and some on there already. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, and I'm going to show you what I do to fix this. Okay, got the camera moved again. So now I can show you these quick disconnect hoses. See, I already upgraded this. Got these online. So the silver one is brand new. This presses down here, so the O-ring doesn't look scratched up or damaged. I'm going to make sure I have good hose clamps on here. So now the red connector. That O-ring looks messed up. So we're going to fix that. And you guys know these old connectors here. I'm going to get rid of that and put a new one on. I had tape on it for when I was rebuilding the thing. You can see in previous videos where I was marking hoses. Not too hard to get it right when you have a red plug and a red receptacle on the tank to kind of figure out where it goes, but just in case. So yeah, look right there, that O-ring is damaged. So that could have caused a leak in here, so we got to fix that. The big thing for me is what I saw was leakage from the actual chrome female fitting to this, where there was leakage. So I got to figure out why that was leaking at this joint here. All right, so I moved the camera again. All right, move the camera again to show the connections. And where leaks are. And it looks like it's actually leaking around the threaded part that enters into the tank. So if anybody can tell me if I'm supposed to put thread sealer in there. Now remember, they're British pipe thread. They're not American or anything like that. They're British pipe thread. Am I supposed to put plumber's putty or plumber's tape? Let me know in the comments. I appreciate it. So now I got to see what I got to do about that. I got to empty the tank first. Well, I know what caused the leak, so that's the end of this video. And I will keep posting videos, but trying out new equipment. Thanks for watching.